In response to the aggression on Hodeidah, the Yemeni armed forces warned all companies and various entities against continuing to deal with the port of Haifa, which has become a target. The missile force of the Yemeni armed forces carried out a coalitive military operation targeting Lod Airport in the occupied area of Jaffa using 2 ballistic missiles, one of which was a hypersonic Palestine 2 missile and the other Zulfiqar missile. Triumphing for the oppressed Palestinian people and their mujahideen, and in rejection of the crime of genocide perpetrated by the Zionist enemy against our people in the Gaza Strip. The missile force of the Yemeni armed forces carried out a coalitive military operation targeting Lod Airport in the occupied area of Jaffa using 2 ballistic missiles, one of which was a hypersonic Palestine 2 missile and the other Zulfiqar missile. One of the missiles directly hit Lod Airport, and interceptor systems failed to intercept it. By the grace of Allah, the operation successfully achieved its goal, forcing millions of occupying Zionists to flee to shelters and halting air traffic at the airport. The Yemeni armed forces confirmed that the decision to ban air traffic to the aforementioned airport remains in effect and reiterates its warning to the remaining airlines that they must immediately halt all flights to and from the airport. In response to the aggression on Hodeidah, the Yemeni armed forces warned all companies and various entities against continuing to deal with the port of Haifa, which has become a target. Let the criminal enemy know that Yemen, the homeland of those who trust in Allah, rely on Allah, is steadfast and unbowed. It is loyal and does not slacken, fail, or betray. It is bold and does not retreat, evade, or hesitate. It is lofty and bows down only to Allah, like its lofty, steadfast mountains, unshaken by bombers and unmoved by storms. Let the criminal enemy expect from us more and more support and assistance for our people of truth and loyalty in Gaza, the pride, dignity, sacrifice, and redemption. We will continue to support and stand by Thea's side until the aggression against them stops and the siege is lifted.
25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.